Hello there guys and welcome back to my channel for yet another what we really learned from the past Chelsea game this time round, as Chelsea took only their second defeat of the season as Chelsea went to Goodison Park and lost 1-0 to Everton in an incredibly frustrating game. Incredibly frustrating to lose. Of course, our unbeaten run of 17 games always had to come to an end at some point. But did it have to end like this? Did it have to end like this with such a poor performance from pretty much the entire team? It was frustrating. And obviously the injury concerns at the moment are an issue. You know, Frank Lampard said it himself after the game. We don't have as good of a squad as people think. And even as some Chelsea fans think. Because if we have just a few injuries, we are absolutely screwed, as proven yesterday. And it's an issue. But, you know, let's talk about it. We will dissect it. Hello Abbas. Hello, I'm Zidane. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. And of course, if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. Well, you're watching this right now as I'm live. Although, chances are, if you're watching this live right now and you're not subscribed, that is almost a bit weird. But if you're watching this later on, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to smash the like button right now. Whether you're here right now or watching this later on as a video, it helps me push these videos out to more people and I'd appreciate it massively. And yeah, you know, if you're watching this later on, of course, leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. And anyone that's watching right now, put all of the things you have to say in the chat. I will try to interact like super actively with all of you guys. So anything you have to say, anything you have to ask, just put it in the chat and we will discuss it. Farcard saying, clearly we need two wingers, Calhanoglu and Florian Thauvin. Well, Calhanoglu isn't really a winger in itself, really. I know he plays on the wing at Milan, but I mean, it's not cool. It's kind of like Havertz, I won't lie to you, because he has zero pace. I mean, he's a brilliant footballer, but zero pace. Red Pill, hey, how you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? Says, we haven't gotten to that point where our system is so perfect, like Liverpool, that whoever we have in the lineup, our level stays the same. Yeah, now, that first of all is very true, what Red Pill said there. And also, you know, we also don't have the squad. You know, it drops drastically once we have a couple of injuries in certain positions. You know, in certain positions, it's as simple as that. You know, we have that issue, in my opinion, at right back. We have that issue, in my opinion, at left back, and we have that issue on the wings because you know there's a lot to discuss when it comes to the wingers that was wrong yesterday. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game itself. Of course, we went into the game with pretty much the exact team that we all expected, which was this. Edouard Mendy in goal, a centre-back partnership of Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma. Reece James and Ben Chilwell as the fullbacks, and N'Golo Kante as the defensive midfielder. I wonder if it's as leggy for you guys as it seems to be for me right now, but it will sort itself out. Once I get rid of it, at least. But Mateo Kovacic and Mason Mount built the double number 8 positions, I guess. Timo Werner was the left wing, Havertz on the right wing, and Olivier Giroud started up top. And the weird thing was, Christian Pulisic wasn't even in the squad. Palace go, eh? Is it? Go on, Palace! Making our loss yesterday a little bit less annoying, even though it's still dropping points, even if they get a draw. But hey, would be better, so that's ideal. Thank you for letting me know, boys. Thank you for letting me know. Mixer, didn't see the game, had no electricity. Thanks, Ireland. What happened to you guys? I don't know who you support, if because you said you guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened to us guys, to be honest, because it was a shocker from start to finish. It just showed you the lineup that we had, and Christian Pulisic didn't even make the squad. And I said that yesterday already in my live review on Blues Fans TV. I don't get it. How can he be on the bench against Krasnodar? And Frank even saying if the game had mattered, he probably would have even been involved in that. And now he says it's impossible for him to like be involved. It just seems weird. And he didn't say it got worse. It just seems a bit dodgy. I'm hearing things from people that at least claim to have insight. And they say that, you know, Christian Pulisic wasn't particularly happy about not being involved. So it's a bit of a weird one. Fair, Mick, fair. You're a Liverpool fan. All good, bro. All good, bro. But, you know, welcome and subscribe. You know, get along. But yeah, as I see Palace go. Brilliant. Yes. TK13 saying buying new wingers is not realistic. When the squad is fit, even Hudson-Odoi doesn't make the bench. Yeah, but okay, TK13, you make a fair point, if you will. But let's not forget that all of our wingers are injury prone. All of them. Maybe not Hakim Ziyech. Maybe with Hakim Ziyech it's a bit of an unfortunate situation right now, with obviously the knee injury at the start of the season and now the hammy one. Even though some people tell me he was actually quite a bit injury prone at Ajax as well, which I didn't see when I did my research on him when we signed him. But hey, But Hudson-Odoi is certainly injury prone for the time being, and Christian Pulisic, without a doubt, is injury prone. So if you think about that, you know, buying some new wingers wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. It really, really wouldn't, in my opinion. In my opinion, it really, really wouldn't. Mick saying, gave you a subscribe, love the knowledge and passion for football you have, great channel. Love that, mate. Love that from you. I was saying, I think it's resting in for the Wolves game. See, now, there is no chance Pulisic starts against Wolves and he doesn't even make the bench against Everton. That makes no sense. Yeah, hopefully he'll be involved, but still, it's a bit of a weird one. Red Pill then saying, now our squad is better than Liverpool's. We just have to get to that point where we perfect our system over a good period of time. Also, we have to become mentality and passion merchants. I don't think we have a necessarily better squad than Liverpool. I don't necessarily agree with this. You know, they have Diogo Jota and Shaqiri as backups. Okay, Jota they kind of changed the system now so that Jota plays as well, but they still have some big players. Yeah, of course, maybe at the back they don't have as much depth as we do. Yeah, you're not wrong, right? You're not wrong, and in general, you're not wrong. But I'm not even comparing us to Liverpool. I would more compare us to City. We definitely don't have as good of a squad as City, in my opinion. In my opinion. But it doesn't really matter. Like that's not the excuse that I'm here to make. You know, the point is that we need to find that Frank needs to find a solution for when we don't have these players. Because if our players are injury prone and are missing and out regularly, Jota is out for 6 to 8 weeks. Bloody hell, didn't even know that. But cheers for letting me know. But if we have these injuries and when they're injury prone, that might happen every now and again. You know, we need to have a solution. And the problem yesterday was a couple of problems, similar problems to the game against Krasnodar, really. You know, just that this time we had Reece James. Because against Krasnodar, we had 2 fake wingers in Angerin and Havertz. And then we had the 2 bad fullbacks in Azpilicueta and Emerson. At least yesterday we had Chilwell and Reece James, but Chilwell's offensive play wasn't really much happening. So we really only had Reece James to play in our attacking system, which is a lot down the wings. And when the only thing you do all game is hoping that a Reece James cross lands on the head of Olivier Giroud, you're going to struggle. You're absolutely going to struggle. There's no 2 ways about it. There is no 2 ways about it. But we have still 17 people watching. I hope more and more tune in as we go along. But please be sure to smash the like button right now. If you're here right now, go down below and smash the like button. And oi, how you doing? I'm Sedan. Cheers for the $5 donation. Saying Havertz can't touch, hold and pass. He's supposed to be Chelsea FC's playmaker. We have to close point gap and challenge next season. I love Lamps. Now this is very true. There are a couple... Silva wasn't class. Silva made the mistake for the penalty and Silva made another mistake which led to a good chance for Everton. He was good overall, but he made 2 bad mistakes. And yes, Mendy messed it up to give the penalty away, but Thiago Silva should deal with Calvert-Lewin better than he did. Absolutely. But Mount was brilliant, yeah. Brilliant maybe is a bit of an overstatement, but he was decent. Farkhan saying win... Oh, sorry, let me just finish on that point. Now, the thing with Havertz is, yes, he's certainly struggled so far this season. Without a shadow of a doubt, has he struggled so far this season. You know, of course, with the illness that he recently had, that makes things more difficult. Even if he said, you know, he's fine now, don't believe him. Don't believe him. It's not... He's not being 100% honest with that. Because if he says he's not fit, he's not this, he's not that, he won't get involved. And of course, he wants to play. You know, it's as simple as that. He wants to play. He wants to be involved. So it only makes sense, really, doesn't it? If you think about it. But one thing I do want to mention, with all of the hate that Kai Havertz has received as of late, people need to think about one thing. First of all, he's 21, which is a big difference in why I am much more critical of Timo Werner, because he's 24, big difference. But Kai Havertz, remember Kevin De Bruyne? Remember him? And people saying, oh, he isn't doing so well. According to Jose Mourinho, wasn't training so well. And then we sold him. And now everyone's fuming that we sold Kevin De Bruyne. Do you want to do that again? Because there is people that are saying we should get rid of Kai Havertz straight away. No, we shouldn't. We didn't sign Kai Havertz to sort out everything this season. We didn't even sign him to be our talisman next season. We signed him to be our talisman for the next 10 years, ideally. That's why we signed him. That was the idea here. So, but yes, he has problems with all of the things you said. His touch half the time is poor. The ball bounces away way too far from him. His hold-up play, poor. And his passing, not that his passing isn't precise enough, but he doesn't put enough power on the pass. He doesn't have to put enough power on the pass. But I've missed out a couple of things in the chat here. Farkad saying, do you think we will actually buy someone in January market? I mean, we've already signed a lot of players. I think we will. Because at the end of the day, how they've already supported Lampard, it's not like we can't afford it, let's be honest. How they've already supported him, if they really want to make him be successful with the injury problems that we have, they kind of have to, in my opinion. They kind of have to. But I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. TK13 saying the difference between our squad and Liverpool is that most of their players are in the prime and they are used to the Premier League. Yeah, that is a big difference, of course. But if you think about it, not necessarily prime, but a lot of players of our squad are now used to the Premier League. Yeah, Havertz, Werner and Thiago Silva aren't, but everyone else is. So that only counts as so much of an excuse, in my opinion. Red Pill saying, trust me, we have the best squad in the league. Yes, better than City. That's not saying Lampard is trash by any means. We just haven't become the complete team yet. That takes time. Yeah, but a squad, how do you judge a squad? Do you just take a player and say, this is your individual ability? The ability of a squad is to actually be capable of performing on the field. And our players don't perform as well. Our second string players aren't going to perform as well as the Liverpool players or as the Man City players long term. This long term, but this season. So, do we have a better squad? It's a difficult one to say where like you're better than the other guy, but the other guy actually plays better all the time. It's a bit of a tough one. You're saying, Laurenz, out of topic, but did you watch the AJ fight yesterday? I just about remembered it. I'm not big into boxing, I will admit. I'm not the hugest guy into boxing, but I did watch from the second round onwards, just as he started knocking him down for the first time in the fight yesterday. So it was good to watch. I enjoyed it. I do enjoy a good old boxing fight. So it was quite good. It was quite good. Something definitely off about the Pulisic situation. Yes, I will talk about that a little bit more again. He was bad before getting sick. That's why I'm mad about. Now, see, against Burnley, in my opinion, he was good. Against Burnley, I thought he was good. One thing's weird. Why are we sticking to the exact same viewers and likes consistently? It's a bit weird. If you're new here, if you're watching this right now, please smash the like button so I know how many people are actually watching right now. Everyone, smash the like button for me, please, right now. Unless it just doesn't show up and you guys have hit the like button. That is possible, I guess. Red Plus, I kind of agree, fair enough. Would you take Hazard back for next season? We need extra wingers and Pulisic seems injury prone. Well, at the moment, Hazard seems injury prone, so at this point it's kind of pointless. I was saying people need to realise Chelsea are still a project for the long term. This season is set the level, shouldn't expect us winning trophies yet until next season. No, you kind of, I agree with this, and I am partly to blame for this as well. Like, I am one of these people that says, I think we can win the league. I've never said I expect us to win the league, but I think we can win the league because I believe we have the ability. And yesterday wasn't a case of our squad isn't good enough. Yesterday, in my opinion, was a case that the players on the pitch didn't play well enough, in my opinion. But yeah, Red Pill saying again, the problem with most things surrounding Chelsea is that people think too short term. No sense of perspective, no sense of context, everything black and white with people. That's true. TK13 saying, I feel bad for Kai. Clearly he is still not fit and because of injuries, Frank is playing him at right wing and that is arguably now more demanding than the other positions from a physical point of view. I'm not sure right wing is more demanding than playing a centre midfield. I would actually strongly disagree with that. And Jaden, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. You guys can't see that, but he basically just insulted me, but YouTube, censors that message so you guys can't see, but I can. But, you do you, bro. You do you. And yeah, Kai's just struggling at the moment. Kai's honestly struggling at the moment. And IB1 saying, Laurenz, you've hit the nail on the head. These guys think individual talent will suddenly be teams that have quality and been together for a while. That's exactly. Done. Cheers, bro. Cheers, Mick. Cheers. Do you still think we can win the league like you said? Yeah, I do. Of course, we can't afford to have slip-ups like this many more times. We already had 4 slip-ups. We had the slip-up against West Brom. We had the slip-up against Southampton. We had the slip-up yesterday. And if you think about it, if we want to win the title, we shouldn't at home be losing to Liverpool. Even if they're the champion and the best team in the country last season, if we want to win the title, at home we shouldn't be losing against anyone, really. So, and I still believe firmly that if Christensen doesn't get sent off, we don't lose that game. I'm not saying we win it, but I'm saying we don't lose it. But yeah, we should buy Benrahma like a Benrahma-like player. Yeah, we should. And that's like, I know Ismail Sarr from Watford, someone in this chat actually said this last week. Ismail Sarr is probably going to be quite expensive, even though he plays for Watford in the Championship. But I'm like, hey ho, go for it. Go for it. Usain Blake saying, some of our fan base embarrass us online, mate. Make us sound deluded like United fans, bro. There will always... there will always be different people. There will always be different people over everything. You just have to accept it. You just have to accept it, in my opinion. You're so right, man. Good job. Cheers, bro. Kai seems to be just 1 or 2 seconds behind, or half a second, behind the pace of the game. Needs to adapt and leave Bundesliga pace behind. I don't think it's a case of Bundesliga pace as such. To some extent, yes. But to some extent, I think he's also lost confidence because he struggled a bit. Because my issue with Havertz yesterday wasn't that his passing wasn't that incredible or that his runs weren't coming off or whatever. My issue was that, in my opinion, he didn't try 90% of the time. He didn't try the difficult pass. He didn't try to run. He had one, like, he tried to shoot once when he was in a better position on a number of other occasions and he never tried. And that's more of my issue with him, that he didn't try, and he has the ability to do these things. But no matter how good you are, if you don't try, you're not going to do it. So that's just absolutely spot on. Abbas, how are United and Arsenal fans mocking us after one loss? I don't know, bro. But let them do it, mate. Let them do it. Kino saying, we really need winger Christian, Hudson-Odoi are too injury prone. Maybe we sell because they don't even play. I mean, it is an issue. It is an issue. Let's not kid ourselves. It is an issue at the moment. I'm not saying we should sell either of them, but we need to get them fit. And the Pulisic one is certainly dodgy, and he needs to start playing. The guy started two games, and I'm pretty sure we're at pretty much exactly 20. I'm pretty sure yesterday was exactly our 20th game of the season. 12 Prem games, 6 Champions League games, makes 18 plus 2 Cup games because we lost in the second Cup game. So that makes 20 games yesterday. And he started 2. People need to think about this. People honestly need to think about this. And it's kind of mind-boggling and annoying, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. I hope is the Spurs game over? Yes, it is. Good. At least they didn't win. That's a positive. But the Pulisic one, we need to find some sort of solution to it. We definitely need to find some sort of solution to it. Red Pill saying, fans got to stop hyping so much. We'd rather be underrated than overrated. Believe we can win the league in your head, the players and fans, and be humble with your words. I mean, Red Pill, I know what you're saying, but at some point, if you're in a position like myself where you make content about this, I can't every game say, we'll see. Let's see what happens. It's a bit dead, that. I can't do that. I can't do that, bro. But, you know. Falcao saying, Pedro Neto is left-footed and 20 already Prem-proven. Get him now. Yeah, Pedro Neto wouldn't be a bad shout, to be honest. This table is so tight, very easy for emotions to swing. A week from now, West Ham could be in the title race. Hey, I mean, they won't ever be actually in the title race, but they could be up there. Palace keeper just made save of the season. Did he now? Go on, son. Who's in goal? What's his name? It's just known from FIFA, really. I forgot his name now. Sorry. I had an argument with a United fan and he was trying to mock me after that loss, and I just started playing the Champions League anthem when he stayed quiet. Exactly so. TK13, do you think lack of goals from midfield is an issue? In my opinion, against Everton, we didn't shoot from outside the box enough and we lack players who can dribble past players. So now, the second thing is without a doubt a problem. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. When we don't have wingers, that's, in my opinion, the biggest problem. We don't get into 1v1s. That's what I mean, basically, if... Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean, basically, when I say that's the issue with not having any wingers, no party. Because we don't have anyone to go into 1v1 situations, and then we only have one plan, and that's crosses. Because if a team against us blocks down the middle, even Liverpool, even Man City, the best teams in the world, if the opponent sits deep with a block of 4, a block of 5, it's very difficult to get through the middle, right? It's almost near impossible, right? So you need to try crosses or just the wide areas and then 1v1s or the crosses. But because we didn't have anyone to go into 1v1 situations, because Havertz didn't try, Werner can't do it, and who else are you going to have do it? Kovacic can, but he obviously plays a different position. That's why we had nothing happening for us. We had absolutely nothing happening for us. Guaita just made save of the season. Big dub, Guaita, yeah. And Repo, I do understand from a content perspective, unfortunately, some people take it very seriously. Yeah, you know, no, I completely respect you, Repo, and I completely understand what you're trying to say with that. And, you know, obviously I am to blame at some point, but at the end of the day, I also think we're just humans, right? You know, obviously it is to some extent my job, but, you know, obviously study at the same time, but the point is still, people do this as outside of their work. You know, they're allowed to get hyped. They're allowed to get sad. It's what football is about. You know, who really matters is the people that do it on the pitch and the staff and the manager. Those are the people that matter. Whether fans think we can win the league, whether fans don't, whether fans banter between each other, I think that's the more important part. Just don't take it so serious if someone takes the piss out of you. It's not that big of a deal. In 2 weeks' time, you'll take the piss out of them again. That's kind of how it goes. I feel like you and Nini are the two channels that keep it real and not just overreact. Well, I appreciate that. Cheers. We need a new winger who can play both right wing and left wing. I mean, most players can play left wing and right wing, but no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, bro. You're absolutely not wrong. Do you think we could implement a two-striker formation with Giroud and Werner? No, personally, I'm not a big fan of two-striker formation. I just don't think they suit us. I don't think they suit the Premier League, and I don't think they're a kind of way of how modern football is successful, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. True, football is about entertainment. Yeah, it is to the people. If you think about it, like, not for the people on the pitch, but for the people watching, it's about entertainment. It's as simple as that. Guaita wasn't cracked today, mate. Some amazing saves. Brilliant. I watched Giroud always trying to flick it to Havertz or Werner, and I just don't expect it. He needs to train more on that. Yes. It's a good shout, you know. I mean, Everton were also very, like, especially Yerry Mina was very, very close on Giroud pretty much the entire game yesterday, and he struggled a lot with it. So he kind of struggled to get those flicks off anyway. But you make a fair point that maybe it wasn't just him not getting the flicks off. Maybe it was the other people not expecting them not being in the right positions. Yeah, it's a fair point. I can't disagree with it. You know, fair dues. Honestly, fair dues. What else was I going to say? I'm a bit cold here. I'm telling you, I don't know why I'm cold, but hey. We move. By the way, guys, everyone that's watching right now, 33 people. First of all, if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. But also, I will tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. UK time, or 12 a.m. or midday, 12 p.m. lunchtime, 12 a.m. lunchtime. I don't know. I never know which way it is. Is it a.m. p.m.? Just 12 o'clock midday, all right? That one is when the Champions League draw happens. 11 a.m. UK time, 12 o'clock midday in like European time, I guess. Champions League draw, round of 16 draw, and we're doing a live stream on this channel, possibly with Dammy. He hasn't confirmed yet, possibly by myself. So be sure to get involved with that. Let's see my reaction. Let's see your reactions. I want to see what you guys think, whoever we draw against tomorrow. I'm excited for that. And if you're watching this right now, also be sure to drop a like. Mega Drive from Max. Did you watch the race? I did. Don't mention it, please. Please. Painful one. Really, really painful one. Ferrari is just so stupid. Why on earth did they not pit Leclerc? That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Ridiculous. James McKee saying, Team of Werner has not been the same since the international break where Germany lost 6-0. So his confidence has been knocked. Kai will take a season to adjust to the Premier League. I hope Kai doesn't take a full season to adjust. And I understand what you're saying, but personally, I think it's a bit... Honestly, if losing a game with the international team in the bloody Nations League, which no one actually cares about, right? This isn't the Premier League, this wasn't a World Cup, this wasn't a Euro. This was the Nations League game. No one actually cares, right? If losing that game, as a striker especially, he didn't even get a chance in that game. And he's not at fault for conceding 6 goals. So if this knocks his confidence so much for all of the performances we've seen over the last month, then we have a bigger problem than I thought, if that is the reason, in my opinion. I think cover was bad yesterday as well, but no one is speaking about this. So many misplaced passes and dumb back heels. Yes, you say. It's exactly what I said yesterday in my live review on Blues Fantasy. Exactly what I was saying. He had good moments, right? He had good moments. But just because you have a good moment doesn't mean your overall performance was good. It doesn't quite work that way. Red Pill saying, I'm surprised we didn't concede from a set piece given they had 4 centre-backs in DCL. Our defence is a big dub. Yeah. And see, that's the one thing we need to remember as well. Do you like Leclerc? Yes, I like Leclerc. I love Leclerc. I mean, I love Ferrari. Why did I call it Leclerc? I pronounce it French. It's Charles Leclerc. Any which way, too much Formula 1. We'll talk about that another day. Abbas saying this. Mendy giving a penalty away was so frustrating. There was enough time for a tackle to be made from someone else. That's the thing. Now, first of all, Thiago Silva didn't deal with Calvert-Lewin very well there. And then Mendy tried to grab the ball. Calvert-Lewin tipped it, like, just nudged it away, and Mendy just clattered into Calvert-Lewin. And then we gave the penalty away. As much as we were really poor yesterday, I think we also shouldn't forget that if we don't give the penalty away, Everton didn't have much until the second half when they had a few counterattacks. If we keep it at 0-0, Everton will probably come out more because they were arguably more desperate for a win than we were, especially at home, fans back for the first time. So if we kept it at 0-0, they probably would have opened up, and even with our issues yesterday, we probably would have found more space and managed to create something, and possibly quite probably would have actually still won the game, or at least not lost. So if you think about that, tough one. It's a tough one. Mendy messed it up yesterday. Mendy absolutely messed it up yesterday. Lewis saying, hopefully we can move forward and win our games before next year and Havertz get back to 100%. Yeah, fully agree, Lewis. Fully agree. Yes, no 3 points for Spurs. Get in. Yeah, big dub, Mo. Big dub, Mo. I think Havertz should be dropped for a while and get eased in, just like Klopp did with Fabinho when they first signed him, because at the moment he's just not performing. Easily worst player yesterday. The problem is, mate, that we don't have enough of a squad to not play. Like, who do you play then? With the injuries, I would even agree with you if we had Pulisic, Ziyech, if we had all of these guys fit, I would agree with you. But we don't, so he has to play. Absolutely has to. They didn't pit either kind of SC, even without Binotto making stupid decisions. I mean, Vettel was on the hard tire, so him not stopping on the safety car made sense. Same with Ricciardo, but Leclerc was on a medium. That made no sense. Honestly, no sense. Faldi also saying, we didn't have any wingers available yesterday. Why did Frank put a 4-3-3 team against Everton? Reasons why this defeat is on Frank. No. It's not as simple. You can't just say, oh, you can't just change the system because of an injury. We're not used to playing another system. We're used to the system right now. We understand it. We work well in it for the most part. You can't just go change it and expect it to work. These players don't just know every system. They don't just know how it works just because. Sadly, it don't quite work like that, boys. Sadly, it don't quite work like that. Sorry, just need to do something here quick. Here we go. A whole team has been clear of Kai, yet people want to go back to 4-2-3-1 to build a system around him. The logic of this fan base. See, I personally don't even think he's significantly better as a 10 than he is as an 8 anyway. I think he can be comfortably equally as good in both formations. You know, it's basically the same thing, just a bit more to a side and a bit more defensive work. It's not like he gets less in and around the box. That's not kind of what it is. So, yeah, I know, Mo. I know. Can Reece play as a right wing? I'm sure he can, but do you really want us to be a right back over him? I mean, it's an option, but even I would have said it's an option before the game, but it's not something I want to see long term. Is it something we should see against Wolves? I don't know. Maybe. It's a tough one. It's honestly a tough one. We honestly only lack wingers. Other positions are covered, but wing. Yeah, to some extent. You're not absolutely wrong, I will say. You're not absolutely wrong. I reckon Reece James could play right wing, as yesterday was playing all over the pitch. True. Tottenham dropped points, which is good. Yes, they did. I think we should play a diamond with Kante, CDM, Mount, and Cover as 8, Kai as 10, Timo and Oli as 2 striker. Okay, I understand why you say you want us to play that way, but please also think about when would we work on that. You can't just expect the team to, from one day to another, start working on that and start playing well in that system out of nowhere. We don't have time to train on anything. We played every 3 days since September until now. How are you expecting this? So, you know, I don't really know how you expect that to happen. Kind of needs the Christian Pulisic treatment. Again, like I just said, we don't have enough players fit and available to give him that treatment. He has to play. Then get wingers from the academy if Frank, want to always stay with 4-3-3. We don't have many particularly great wingers in the academy, in all honesty. I know Werner is struggling, but it's fine margins with him at the moment. Finish against Spurs was brilliant, and even against Newcastle, he set the defender and the goalkeeper down, finished brilliantly, albeit from offside position. Yeah, it is true that he scored 2 offside goals, but I don't care. It doesn't help you anything if you score the offside goals. If offside goals counted, Alvaro Morata would be the best striker in the bloody world. So I'm not giving him that excuse. When Morata was offside all the time, people had to go at him. For Werner, we're now saying, at least when he's offside he scores. Well, I don't care. Don't be offside. Especially when you're as fast as Werner. I've said this before. Especially when you're as fast as Timo Werner is, you shouldn't be offside. Like, you really, really shouldn't be offside. No, easy. We definitely shouldn't be playing 3-5-2. We shouldn't be playing any 3 at the back formations. I hate 3 at the back is the worst thing that's ever been invented in football, honestly. Red Pill saying, Havertz was supposed to do the Ziyech role perfectly, given he has similar attributes and tendencies bar the crossing. If Kai had confidence, I don't think it would be a problem with him on the wings. I still don't think he would be as good as Ziyech, but I agree that he wouldn't necessarily be as big of a problem. Diego, yeah, like you guys said, the forward to diamond, I understand why you want that, but yeah, if we had a pre-season, maybe Frank would have tried that and would have made it part of the plan. But for the time being, it's just you can't just change the system and expect it to work. We'll need weeks and months to work on a new system and actually make that work. Kino saying Timo should be dropped. He's not playing well, give away the ball too much, and doesn't get past players at all. Yeah, but again, we don't have players to drop him. Who are you going to play? Going to play Tammy Abraham on the wing all the time? It's not going to happen, is it? We are a width team. Our players are built to play from width, so playing a diamond wouldn't work. I mean, I'm sure we could change that, but you know, it's also a problem for the fullbacks. If we play a diamond, they will actually struggle to get high up the pitch because it's very dangerous. It's kind of, honestly, it's very dangerous to do that. Damon saying, love your content, Laurenz. Love that from you, bro. Love that. Appreciate the support. Really, really do. What do you think the lineup for the Wolves game will be? Mate, honestly, I don't know at this point. I have no idea. I'm genuinely questioning a lot of things in terms of, is Pulisic going to be available? Is he going to play Thiago Silva? Is he not? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's honestly a really, really difficult, bro. I don't worry about Tottenham. As I said, they will drop points against mid-table teams as they can't just sit back and defend. Yeah, no, I'm not. Like, I'm worried about everybody. Well, everybody, I don't know. I'm not really worried about anyone. I'm just worried about ourselves, because if we don't stop having slip-ups, it doesn't really matter. Blues FT 21.6, appreciate that, or 216. Appreciate the £4.99 donation, appreciate that a lot. Saying, do you think Kai's reputation being the most expensive player in Chelsea history caught up to him the most? I don't know. It's difficult to put yourselves into those shoes, right? Whether it was Torres at the time, whether it was Kepa, whether it's Kai Havertz now, it's difficult to put yourself in those shoes. If you really think about it, it's like, if I think about it, I'm like, I don't see why it should faze him, because when he's on the pitch, right, he shouldn't be thinking about what the papers and what fans say. He should be thinking about what's happening on the pitch, right? That's a part of focus. So maybe they all need some mental training to forget what happens outside and just do what you need to do on the pitch. You know, outside and maybe like his mental well-being, I could see it possibly affecting because he doesn't play so well. But on the pitch, it shouldn't affect him, in my opinion. But I appreciate the donation. I guarantee the same ones saying Lampard should have changed the system were the same ones complaining about a lack of system. Lampard can't win. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Kyle Heiser saying, is a make-wish manager. Time to accept it. All our signings are playing out of position. Mate, yes, they are. But we don't have players available. So where the fuck else are you going to play Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, bro? Okay, yeah, you could play Mount on the wing and Kai Havertz in the middle. I think Mount's more important down the middle than Kai Havertz is. And where on earth are you going to play Timo? You're going to play Timo in the middle and Tammy on the wing? Bruv, think about what you're saying. And if we don't have any 1v1 players, there's no point having Werner as the central player against the deep-sitting team, because the only way to feed the striker is with crosses, and he ain't going to win those. So you need to think about things before you say them, honestly, bro. I appreciate you and I respect your opinions, but you need to, like, relax a bit. You can't just blame Lampard for everything. It's a bit mental. I just realised Southampton will remain in the top four at the end of the day, kicking Chelsea. What a season they're having. Yeah. And the worst thing is, we bought it against them. We should have annihilated them in the first half, honestly. Torres, Morata, Kepa, Kai. I think any record-breaking transfer for Chelsea is deemed to flop. No. Don't go too far. It will happen. It'll come good. He'll come good. Don't worry. Those two subs Lampard made yesterday were abysmal. Nacho Jr. when on midfield was getting destroyed. I mean, yes, but I mean, yeah, he could have changed to 4-3-1 to save the midfield a bit. But would that have helped us score a goal? If we were 1-0 up and the game was going the same way, he would have 100% made that sub. But why would he make that sub when we were chasing and actually want to score? So you know, what the point of playing somebody Timo that can't hold the ball for the team? Then they're like, we're playing with 10 men. I mean, the same issues for Kai Havertz at the moment, quite frankly, and with Tammy as well, most of the time he plays. Diego saying, only lost in 17 games, too many overreacting fans. That's true. It's true. The problem is we had too many bad draws. We had a draw against United, we had a draw against Spurs, we had a draw against Southampton, we had a draw against West Brom. We had too many of these bad draws. And to be honest, we should have won all four. One of them was due to VAR against Man United, fair enough, so I'm not going to be too upset and too mad about it. But against West Brom, against Spurs, we should have won with how the game went. And against Southampton, we definitely shouldn't have thrown it away. That's more of a problem than the two defeats. It's acceptable to lose to Liverpool. Even though we shouldn't at home, it's acceptable, I think. But, you know, there's more to it. There's honestly a little bit more to it. Wait, who's the guy saying Lampard plays players out of position? This guy must be watching highlights only and have no idea what's going on at the club. It's kind of true. Even our fan base hate on him. So reactionary. Lampard hate is so frustrating, literally makes no sense. Yeah, true. Had he changed it, lost, they would have questioned the change. Yeah, I understand exactly. If Lampard changed the system, we would have lost. They're saying, why did he change the system? You know, hindsight is a beautiful thing. You make it very easy for yourselves. Would Mount be a better right wing than Havertz at the moment? Probably, but Havertz wouldn't be as good of an 8 as Mount is at the moment, so I still wouldn't do it that way. Aguero is the 4th most successful striker in history and doesn't need crosses. Strikers don't need to be huge nowadays. Aguero is 5'7", Werner is 5'11". Yes, Kaio, but Aguero plays for Manchester City, who have these players that beat players one-on-one. And currently, with the fitness situation, Pulisic out, Hudson-Odoi out, we don't have anyone to do that. If all Man City did was whip crossing from their fullbacks all game long, and only from one side as well, then Aguero wouldn't be scoring goals either. So I'm not saying because he's short. I'm saying if we play like we play and we don't have wingers, then we can't play Werner down the middle. It's pointless. Why don't we bring back Kennedy? I don't know. Is he really good enough? I don't know. I mean, it's an option, but fair. Repo saying people not thinking straight. I saw hella people talking about Lampard is playing players out of position even though there's injuries. People genuinely don't care about context. Yeah, exactly. Fernando Torres is considered a flop, but he's the reason we won the semi-final, sending us to the final and we winning the Champions League, making him worth the 50 mil. Now, first of all, Torres didn't actually win us the semi-final. Okay, it would have been a bit risky had we not scored that 2-2 because a 3-1 would have put Barca through. But with the 2-1 already, we already would have gone through. So Torres didn't actually put us through. And yeah, he won the corner, but come on. If someone else was in that position, maybe someone else would have won us the corner. So Torres was a flop for us, but I still love him. It's a simple thing. Fadi also saying, one thing I was really mad about yesterday was the fact of Frank trying to play us with the physical condition of Pulisic. Why trying to pretend he will be in the team? Why presser? Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was weird as well. But then again, the press conference was on Thursday. Thursday midday and the game was on Saturday evening. So it's difficult to judge really how truthful Lampard was in that press conference if you think about it. How do we know? There's no way for us knowing really. Like even what he said after the game, we don't know if what he says after the game is the genuine truth. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. That's wet. Timo Werner is the most overrated player. Saying this as a Chelsea fan. Q office. Now, other than pace, his dribbling is overrated. I'm product. I don't know. Half of that sentence doesn't make any sense, but fair enough. City and Liverpool don't play with the target man. We need to be more flexible and rely on movement, passing, cutbacks, low crosses sometimes rather than obsessing over target man. I fully agree with this. I don't think Lampard's idea is to do that, to be honest. And I think once we have everyone consistently fit, whether it's Pulisic and Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech, well, if it's Hudson-Odoi, maybe not. But if we have Pulisic and Ziyech and Werner all fit, I think long term we will still play those three as a front three. At least Tottenham draw gives us a little let off. True. West Brom, Southampton, Liverpool individual errors cost us, and we didn't even have all our signings playing context. No. Yeah, no, fully, of course. But I'm not sure if you're even aiming at what I said. But if you're aiming at what I said, I'm saying this as if we want to win the title. I know you said shouldn't expect it, but the players still want to try, and I want them to try. And if we want to try, and if we want to win the title, we can't afford any more slip-ups. And these 3 games were still slip-ups, whether we had players available or not. You know. Individual errors shouldn't happen. Players missing, great. We should, even with our last season squad, we should be beating West Brom and Southampton. It's as simple as that. If we won last night and Liverpool drew with Spurs midweek, we could have been top. We could have been. Wasn't to be. Ramirez won the semi, but Torres sealed the deal. I respect Torres because he did turn up at some big moments. Yeah, for sure. King Kai loves donkeys. He will have 11 of those when we play Arsenal in the Prem. Well, the thing is, will he be really good against them then, or will he be too nice to them? I hope the former. Hopefully Liverpool drop points today, and that Everton loss doesn't mean as much. Yeah, true. If Pulisic and Ziyech are fit, and Lampard still play with the Scandinavian woman Abraham up front and Werner on the wing, then what? First of all, stop those weird insults to our own players, especially when Giroud had such a shocker yesterday. Don't talk like that about Abraham. And if he still does that with Werner on the wing, then I will disagree with it. Then I will disagree with it publicly on here on Blues Fans TV and everywhere. And I will say I want that to be different. It's as simple as that. Timo needs to be put in doghouse and develop his game to play on the wing more. I think he about the number 9. I don't know what you're talking about, the doghouse, but he definitely needs to work on things. Reece James has been brilliant this season, for sure. In my opinion, by far our player of the season so far. Let's hope Fulham make a draw. You people are very, are very optimistic. Is Liverpool playing Fulham? Honestly. There's no chance Fulham get anything out of the Liverpool game. Like, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. We need to play Werner up front, not on the wing. Again, we have injuries. How are you going to do that if we don't have any wingers available? You know, how's that? How's that a thing? Spurs drew? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And boys, we now have over 80 people watching, which I really, really do appreciate. And everyone that's watching right now, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Help me reach 7,500 subscribers. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And also smash the like button right now if you're watching this. Honestly, I would massively appreciate it. It helps me push these videos out to more people. It cheers me up. You know, it makes these streams every time worth. I'm very stressed today. I've got a lot of things to do. I'm going to pick up my girlfriend from the train station, and straight after I finish this, loads of shit to do. So if you could smash the like button, I would honestly massively appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. I really, really would. Ruben is about to help us out. Bro, I hope so. If Ruben does, is Ruben even starting? Is Ruben starting? Tell me if Ruben starts. We need Ruben to go agent mode like Barkley did. Yeah, I do need that. So Pulisic if he's always injured. I mean, if he's always injured for the next season, then to be honest, even I'm kind of moving towards that direction. Sounds dumb, but a full of confidence, sharp Kai, Havertz on the wing during injuries doesn't seem that bad to me. Oh no, for sure. But he needs to find his feet in the country, he needs to find his feet in the club, he needs to find his feet in the league, he needs to get fully fit again. And he needs to find his confidence. Then Havertz can be a decent option as a backup option on the wing. Without a doubt, he would be, and he could be. Guys, we need to also be fair. We didn't play a horrible game. We could have won the match or at least draw. We didn't. We move on. Of course, we could have won every game, but we made mistakes in giving away the penalty, and then we got unfortunate. We hit the post twice, didn't even mention it yet. Reece James' shot in the first half would have been so insane had he put that in. Especially in the first half, honestly, it felt like Reece James was about to carry that whole bloody team and win the game for ourselves. Just for himself, for everybody. It was crazy. And then the Mason Mount free kick was a greatly hit free kick. Sadly, didn't quite go in. It was disappointing. And yeah, of course, we could have gotten a draw and possibly even a win out of it. And I still say if we don't give the penalty away, we probably still get that win because Everton can't sit back so much and then we wouldn't have struggled so much. But the problem, like Lampard said after the game, the problem was the first 20 minutes. We were not good enough in the first 20 minutes, you know. Too many misplaced passes, not enough intensity, just wasn't quite there. And that's exactly, remember, if you watch my preview on Blues Fans TV on Friday, that's exactly what I said. I was like, after a game that didn't matter, like against Krasnodar, it's important that you don't let the intensity drop because it's sometimes difficult after a game didn't matter to get the intensity up again for the next game that does matter. And it's honestly what it felt like until we conceded, that we just weren't quite at the horses in all honesty. Prediction, Liverpool will lose. I hope so. We should have won yesterday, but we weren't awful at all. But we missed Ziyech. I think we were bloody awful, to be honest. When Lampard signed Werner, he obviously signed him as a striker because of how Pulisic just played last season. However, he also knew Werner could cover for Pulisic as he knew he was injury prone. Get it? Exactly. I completely agree. Completely agree. Havertz is not a winger, and our other cams are better than him. It feels like Lampard is trying to force him into the team when he doesn't, to fit into this team when he doesn't. No. But who else do you play if Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech are injured? Bro, you need to think about the things you're saying. All three wingers we have are injured. And you're saying you shouldn't play Havertz on the wing. Well, where the hell, who else do you play there then, bro? And don't come at me with bloody Emerson or some shit. You think results like these will occur throughout the season with lacking creativity and initiative? Hopefully, if we continue having injury problems, yes. If we sort the injury issues out, we'll be okay. I think we need a bit of realism, wake-up call. I firmly believe this loss will do us a lot of good in the next game forward, and once we have Ziyech back. I agree that we kind of needed the loss to some extent, but you know, if we want to fight for the title, any loss, any drop of points is bad, basically. Whoever said we didn't play horrible, I don't know what game you were watching, but we were absolutely awful. Might be the worst game I've watched this season. Oh, it definitely was. Overall, it definitely was. Hulk is a free agent, but his wage might be the worst. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Hulk. If Lampard doesn't get top 4 this season as an Israeli, I know Roman isn't going to let Lampard stay, and he shouldn't. No, I agree. Well, not sure if I agree, but Lampard has to get top 4 at least this season, for sure. Reece looked like the only player who was really really pushing for the win, and Mount in my opinion. But yeah, people forget transfer doesn't just mean different team, it means different house, different friends, different environment. It takes time, especially first time. Yeah, I said that yesterday. This is, again, another difference why I'm harsh on Timo Werner than I am on Kai Havertz. Timo Werner is 3 years older, has moved clubs before, while Kai Havertz came from his boyhood club where he's been at for 11 years. He's been in the same surroundings for 11 years. It's not easy to move club at 21 when that's been your experience at that point. It's not easy. It's expecting a lot from him. And it's honestly it was super disappointing that it was him that caught the illness. Honestly, it really, really was. Everyone got carried away with this title challenge. Realistic expectation for this season is top 4 for sure. Now we should worry about getting a result against Wolves, which won't be easy. I mean, yes, top 4 for sure, but we already had top 4 last year, and then we spent 250 million. And yes, it takes a little bit of time for everyone to settle, but at the end of the day, there still needs to be improvement. There absolutely has to be. Like when we signed Diego Costa and Fabregas, we didn't take half a year to get good, right? Obviously, they were older players, more experienced players, but still. Laurenz, do you really think we made a mistake with that penalty? If you didn't run into him, Calvin would have been on his way. What? No. You need to watch that back, bro. Calvert-Lewin was going away from the goal. He wasn't anywhere near scoring. Honestly, he wouldn't have done anything. He literally nudged the ball forward so Mendy would clatter into him. Obviously, if Mendy doesn't come, he probably doesn't nudge it forward. But still, he wouldn't have scored from that position, like, in the slightest, honestly. Bloody hell, there's so many people in the chat right now. It's crazy. I hope you're all doing well, though. Why not play James further up the field and ask me a right back? I don't know. But, Reece James has never played right wing. Kai Havertz has actually played right wing for Leverkusen at times. Kai Havertz has to improve, bro, for sure, but even more so Werner, in my opinion. If Eze can play on the wing, we need to sign him up in January, if possible, as a backup. I don't know if he's that good on the wing, to be honest. He's more of a 10, isn't he? James absolutely destroyed Richarlison. Another forward in the pocket. Richarlison had to summon his inner Neymar to roll around the pitch. Honestly, he really did. I would have played Tino on the right wing instead. Tino wasn't even good against Krasnodar, bro. You need to relax. I mean, he was good, but he didn't actually do nothing. Like, he played good as an inside winger, but didn't do the winger job, and it wouldn't have worked against Everton, in my opinion. Then who do we think we should play as a winger? I don't know. Keep playing Havertz there because we have no other option, or Reece James, fair enough, and just hope they improve, honestly. We lucky Spurs drop points. Yeah, we are. I'm upset with... Bloody hell. I'm upset with Christian more than I am with Kai. At least you made it... Well, you can't be upset... You can't be upset with Pulisic. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I'm so ill. We'll go see a doctor then. Every position has to take responsibilities. What is Kai Havertz doing on the pitch? It's a tough one. Worst game this season? Hell no. We screwed the Southampton West Brom games. Yeah, but we scored 3 goals against them. You can't... How is possibly yesterday's game better than those 2 games? West Brom first half itself was probably worse. But even those was a better overall performance, just individual errors. But the second half, we scored 3 goals. Clearly better than yesterday. And Southampton, we scored 3 brilliant goals, actually. We just spotted it defensively 3 times. So it's a tough one. Werner has been so poor as well, yeah. Liverpool will do us a huge favour now and drop points 2 to Fulham. Well, I bloody hope so. Havertz needs the time. Yeah, he does. What is that with Christian? Like he's made out of glass or paper. You need to work on his protein and calcium. I mean, maybe, yeah, but I think they're doing everything right. Seriously, I was in such a high till yesterday's loss. Really needed the wake-up call. Maybe we needed it. All that Lampard has to do was change information to 4-3-1, giving Reece James to free roll as a winger to cross the balls in. He had all the free roll as a winger to cross the ball in. He had all of that. He absolutely had all of that. I'm in a good mood now watching Spurs spotlight against Palace absolute limbs. How could we sell Pulisic? No one would pay us the amount we spent on him. Oh, they would, if we get him fit before we sell him. But we're not selling him. Yesterday was poor performance by everyone except Reece James. Agreed, maybe not Mount. And Kurt Zouma. It's so cute how you always say, need to relax. We are relaxed. Can't blame anyone for being pissed. Yeah, but that's not what I mean when I say relax. Werner wasn't poor, he was invisible. And poor. But guys, I actually need to head off very soon. So even though more and more people are tuning in now, we're just obviously a bit frustrated that kind of... I honestly need to just turn the stream on, just let it run for an hour, not even sit here, and then after an hour turn up, and then we have 100 people here. But I'm going to read out this comment here by Red Pill Lane. If people actually watch our games, they will understand the team will play centrally half space most of the time anyway. So telling me that playing him as a winger is making him play bad makes no sense. Absolutely agree with this. Absolutely agree with this. But you're saying But really appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. I love the lot of you, really, really do. Subscribe if you haven't already. Help me reach 7,500 subscribers. Smash a like if you're watching this right now, or smash a like if you're watching this later on as a video. Leave me all of your thoughts in the comment section below if you want here in the chat. And, you know, I will definitely, you know, reply to all your comments. So, you know, and then make sure you get involved in the next one, which will be tomorrow at 11 AM UK time for the Champions League draw, to have my live reaction to whoever Chelsea will be drawn against in the round of 16. So get involved with that. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. I really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. And yeah, up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.